What's up, guys? Vince right here. Welcome to my podcast slash just me talking, chatting, and pretty much just I always set up myself to actually just be chill when it comes down to these podcasts because I feel like that's the last thing I really need. Is just basically just be chill because usually my awkward moments, my cringe moments, as you may call them, are from me when I are just like have all this energy and I don't know what to do with it. So I have no idea. I don't know what this video is going to be for you. I don't know what what really this intro is. But what I do know is that it's a holiday. It's Bi Visibility Day. I'm bisexual. More than anything else, I'm always in the middle of either being like straight or not straight, which in my definition is bi. Some people have their own definitions, and you know what? I'm just not gonna fight you. You can have your own definitions of what that is, okay? I just only discovered being bi when I was like, basically back in 2020 when that whole pandemic thing, and also the riots and the introduction of just wokeness in America. But yeah, that's kind of like how I discovered that. Oh, wait a minute, I'm part of this group, this LGBT plus group, and I'm bi, and I'm this and that, and yeah. Even though for the longest time that I've been bi and I just didn't know about it, I always wonder like, okay, why is it I'm attracted to men, but also in some ways attracted to women? Because there is just like this momentum where I'm attracted to men, but then I don't really care much about the women. But when I'm attracted to women, I do not want to see any men. Like, I don't know what it is. But what I do believe is like, there is these two genders in my head. There's a female version of me and there's a dude version of me. But what you see if you meet me in real life is that you see the dude version of me. You see the male, okay, the guy with hair and it's pretty much just like a short pack, freaking, Italian Filipino kid from California. You just coming at you with me wearing like a hoodie and a chain, and also like cargo pants with good sneakers. That's usually how I picture myself, and also fuzzy freaking Japanese hair. I have like this Japanese afro going on that I still to this day try to understand how the hell did I even get this type of hair. Like it's very weird. The thing is that it's not a normal kind of hair. It's not even Italian, like, or Asian kind of hair. It's like a nappy, but it's not. It's like, what is this hair that I have? I have an afro, but at the same time, it's not an afro. It's a bush freaking pineapple tree. I don't know. I bash myself for that one, but like I've been bi for the longest time. I always never liked being a dude. And I always lived this fact, at least a philosophy in my life where I'm like, life is life. And you know what? There's nothing I can do about it. I mean, yes, there is something you can do about it. I feel like my sense of motivation, self-motivation, just doesn't work in anyone. But when it comes down to me, myself, like I just see myself as like, you know what? I live what I have to live with. Whatever that may be. If I don't have the money, I have to live with that. That's why I have food stamps. Or I have to, I don't get any money off YouTube. I have to live with that, but I get a lot of love. It's like one of those balances where I guess in the Asian context of, in my sense, is that it's always been about balance. People like balance, the yin and yang. But yeah, happy Bi Visibility Day. That's a holiday. And you know what? I may not be so crazy about, LGBT plus holidays nowadays because I believe that every day can be a Pride Day or a Bi Day or a Gay Day, a Lesbian Day, or an LGBT plus day, a queer day, like any day. Like you don't need a freaking holiday to celebrate it. Okay, you could just, throw a party for only people that are not straight and just have a good time there. I wished I had that, but unfortunately, I live with the same thing. Like, hey, that's not the life we live with. Like, pretty much, I just had to live what I had to live with, which is not throwing a party, but at least throwing a party in my mind. Anxiety in a nutshell. Anyways, but we're about to get into this. I just want to give a close update or just a rant. Like, what is up with all these webtoons that I've been reading that are just like so sexualized? I'm just like, listen, now at this point, YouTube is cracking me down. I don't know what's going on, but I'm really afraid to get freaking age restricted, getting strike down. I'm an easy target for YouTube. If YouTube puts me down, because I have this idea for this channel that can actually help me gain some revenue, because Lord knows I need the revenue. If you want to see more videos, you can actually donate to my PayPal if you want. I never actually said that. But if I lose money, you're not going to see videos in this channel anymore, okay? I'm just going to be real with you. Like, listen, I need some payment or something. But if I'm poor and homeless, no videos. That happened before, okay? But anyways, like, I'm trying my best to censor everything. I don't know what's going on with boyfriends or boy girl or just Heartstopper or like Summer Boo or all these other webtoon series that I've been reading that are basic, because I love reading BLs. Just, I really love that kind of niche within webtoon that I adore, because I'm a channel that reads all sorts of LGBT plus content and romance content in games that, I'm slowly turning to a gaming channel. But that's always been kind of like my thing in YouTube that I've been doing in terms of webtoon. And I'm tired of censoring things. I hate editing. I don't like it. People don't understand this. I don't get paid at all on YouTube. And now I have to edit as if I'm getting paid. I could have been going on a job, freaking delivering, I don't know, pizzas, Wendy's into houses and just, getting paid for that. But instead, here I am not getting paid, editing these damn videos. But if I don't edit, YouTube will take me down. They will take down my videos. Warning, it's freaking, like, that's what happened with That Awkward Magic. I can't read That Awkward Magic anymore because I got a freaking warning strike. And I'm trying my best not to get any strikes. But this had to happen. This had to happen. And I'm trying my best to save, just be safe and trying to actually not, break the, community guidelines in any sense. But what is happening? What is happening to my channel? Like, what is up with these scenes? Why does there have to be so many bedroom scenes? Can we stop? Webtoon, can you please make these other creators stop with these bedroom scenes? Hey, I'm calling you. Oh, I just got out the shower. Oh, where are my clothes? Stop it. Just stop, please. For the love of God. I just don't want to get a strike. Maybe if I was, uploading these videos in another channel or another platform where you can it's okay to actually post that kind of stuff, then yeah. But here's the problem. This is YouTube. I don't want to lose my YouTube channel. I lost it 3 or 2 times already. I'm tired of losing my channel. I'm tired of losing. I'm sick of it. Can I please just read stuff that is safe? If I see another bedroom scene with certain scenes, with certain this and that, I just got to cut it. I got to cut it. And I know some of you are like, Vince, oh, you don't need to cut it. We like that. No. You don't understand. Listen, I can't have that kind of stuff at all in my channel because it will get taken down. Like, I don't want that at all, okay? And I know that most of you don't want to lose the channel. Well, guess what? I don't want to lose it at all. I don't want to lose my own channel, what I work hard for years. And I get another bedroom scene from boyfriends or from Summer Boo, for crying out loud. Can you please stop? True Seba, freaking like Ray, Pasta Flavor, all these creators, can you stop with the bedroom scenes? There's more into, LGBT plus, relationships other than the freaking sensual scenes. Can we stop that? God, I'm tired of it. Listen, you think I'm joking. And I know that I'm very familiar of when I get really pissed, it makes people laugh because I'm literally barking. I'm barking on the mic right now. Okay. Woof, woof. Ruff. I don't care. My anger, I know I'm a freaking real life cartoon character, but still, it's still insane. Anyways, moving on. So that's just my rant. I just hope to God, I hope that there's nothing that I can censor. I'm looking at you, Ray. I'm looking at you, True Sabbath. I'm looking at all the other creators, all of the BL LGBT plus creators for different webtoons that I enjoy, I love, but I'm sick of censoring. I hate that. I wish I can pay somebody, but who got the money? I don't. I'm trying not to be bankrupt here. Student loans is no joke. Freaking tax rates is no joke. Okay, groceries is no joke. Literally have to pay groceries. I usually have food stamps, but now I have to pay actual real money. I'm trying to survive here, okay? I need to get out of California. It's terrible here. Anyways, moving on. Let's talk about some news. And speaking of rants, time for me to rant about another thing, or at least somewhat. So I heard that, for those that don't know, I grew up watching Victoria's Secret. It's one of the series that, like the runway shows, I always enjoyed them when I was younger. And I always had a good time, for sure. And I always, appreciate, what many of these runways had to offer. I still remember the Taylor Swift performance. Oh my God, Haley's performance, or Halsey. Bruno Mars. God, that was a memorable one. And also, Weeknd. Like the Weeknd's performance, especially his sunglasses, that was he just looked funny when he was performing that. I remember that. But yeah, pretty much Victoria's Secret is finally coming back after a hiatus, after they got canceled because they apparently worked with Epstein or something like that. Like one of the people in there, and it was actually an older man, which why would you have an older man operating in Victoria's Secret? That's questionable, but hey, whatever, business is business. And one thing that is actually true for those that don't know, that I discovered I think it was a few months ago, that Victoria's Secret was created by a dude. A dude created this lingerie because one makes his wife look pretty and made it into a business. How on earth did that go to those sectors? I don't know. But yep, Victoria's Secret is coming back, and I'm kind of a bit afraid of what it's going to come back into. Because they announced having Doja Cat performing. I'm like, seriously? The one lady that actually don't care about her fans. Literally, Doja Cat literally said, I don't give a F about y'all. Okay? Or something, whatever she said. I forget what she said, but I know the context. And I know it's just anybody that really says that to their fans, that is absolutely disheartening. And apparently Doja Cat is still making leverage, still making numbers because of her music, how good it shows that you can definitely be a crappy person and still be famous, still be having millions of dollars, millions of fans donating to your albums, merch, or whatever it is, and just still gain that leverage. It's just it's sad. It's sad. She didn't cancel for it. Never ever got canceled for whatever she said. Maybe in some cases, but she's still getting money. And I guess that's it. That's what it is. That's what it is. Oh my God. The thing is that I do see a turn of fate. I'd have to catch up on what Doja Cat is up to. Maybe she could be apologizing for what she said or something like that to her fans. But I don't know at this point. I don't know what's going on in her head. But yeah, she is performing. I don't know the other performance because last week was the New York Fashion Week, which if you know, okay? If you're not into fashion, first off, how? The majority of my audience is female and you guys love clothing and stuff like that way more than I do. So how are you not into that kind of aesthetic fashion or something like that? And not saying that all women or girls are into fashion at all. I'm just saying the majority of you. I think, especially good majority of boyfriends or something like that, what they wear. Whether it's the fishnets or the skirts, the shirts, and, all these different aesthetics that boyfriends and other webtoons that I read have, you guys seem to like it. I'm just whenever oh, maybe y'all are into fashion, and there is a good amount of certain kind of fashion that I like, but I really don't call myself as a fashion individual at all. Even though I prefer good shoes with good pants and plain t-shirt with a chain, okay? With a big chain showing you how it is. But yeah, pretty much New York Fashion Week just happened, and I guess that Victoria's Secret was going on during that whole New York Fashion Week. I could be wrong. But I heard it's going to be premiering on Amazon, their version of Netflix, whatever it's called, Amazon something. I don't freaking know. But yeah, the Amazon, pretty much it's gonna be premiering like in 2 days as I'm recording this. So it's gonna be nice. I'm kind of looking forward to see it myself in some ways, but I'm just like, how is this gonna look? Here's the thing. I want to, be honest. I don't know how honest I should be when it comes to this, but I don't know if it's gonna gain the same magic as it did years ago when Victoria's Secret was in their prime in terms of runways. Because ever since they allowed like anybody, basically, almost anybody, and here's the thing. This is coming from a person that is part of a community that really wants to be part of Victoria's Secret or some that extent. I'm literally the same person that really advocated for trans people to be accepted into any fashion or to something, especially Victoria's Secret. That was my dream. Just seeing a trans person or a gay man, running on, walking on the runway of Victoria's Secret. I always imagined that, and I'm like, that would be so cool if that happened. So is it gonna have that? But ever since they accepted body plus size or whatever you call it, it's like, I swear, if they're gonna put someone like, like there is just like people that are accepted in Victoria's Secret that are not models. So I'm just wondering, are you just accepting basically anyone that is famous? Like Sam Smith, for example. I swear, if they put I don't like Sam Smith. Listen, I'm a bisexual person. I do not like Sam Smith. I'm sorry. Like his videos are just perverted and just gross. Okay? And just like demonic. It's okay, I'm not into this. I'm sorry. I don't even know who he is. Like people heard about him already. Like he is like, a gay singer. Now he turns into this whatever singer of some sorts within the paradigm of the LGBT shift or something like that. And I'm just like, what are you even? Okay. And then advertise himself as something a bit more as demonic and also as kinky. And I just don't vibe with that. That is just, first off, that is gross. You're just literally putting a certain generation, and me, the same person that made content where it is somewhat perverted, but at least it's not freaking Sam Smith level as perverted. Okay, that's for sure. And like he's gonna be in the runway or something like that performing. I'm just like, that better not happen. Okay. It also have Ripperino, or Raperno, or something like that. The female soccer player that is like, known for controversial, like just takes or something, or just because she's very liberal in a sense. And then she all of a sudden became like a Victoria's Secret model or whatever. Like, how did that happen? Here's the thing. I'm just confused of like who should be a model for Victoria's Secret or who doesn't. Who should gain the wings for Victoria's Secret or who doesn't? Because if it's the type of people that I'm thinking of, and listen, these are people that are cool if they're not like a model. Maybe they can be an ambassador or they can actually be sponsored by Victoria's Secret. I would be cool with that. But running on the runway in Victoria's Secret, I'm like, I don't know, a 40-year-old man, it could be me. And it still would be kind of like weird that I'm on the runway of like Victoria's Secret, okay? Even though I'm not 40, but still, it's like who is accepted, who is not. And I've been really contemplating of talking about this because I know I'm going to get canceled for actually saying these kind of things at all, which, why would you cancel me? Look how small of a YouTuber I am. Like, are you serious? But also, I want to be honest. I'm part of the people within the LGBT plus community that is like, and I think I said this a lot, that not everybody within the same community that I'm part of, within the queer community, not all of us have the same ideas or the same opinions. A lot of us disagree to agree, and a lot of us fight. Like, what's going to happen in the comments of this video if they hear me take my takes? Like, you don't accept body positivity? Listen, when I see a runway, when people see a runway, do they want to see someone that's like 500 pounds? Is that modeling? Is that like the standard, beauty standard or something? Maybe for some people, if you know them, maybe for here's the thing. Truth is the truth. It's not going to gain numbers if it's going to show, I prefer someone that is like trans or something like that other than someone that is like overweight, because overweight is not good. You got to understand, diabetes is not a joke. it can kill you. Like what happened to my, what happened to my family member this year. Like it was, I'm not gonna get into that. I don't want to go into that direction, but promoting that stuff, I can never stand the whole idea of like, oh, we should like, be like, it's okay to be fat or something like that. In some sense, as a person that's a bit chubby, I don't accept that. You speak to any chubby person like me, when it comes down to speaking about body positivity and saying like, oh, it's okay to actually eat like freaking 10 meals from a buffet. No, it's not. Your lifespan is going to run short. I mean this. And if you're putting people, fat people within the Victoria's Secret, like, runway to promote body positivity or whatever that means, if it's really about body positivity, it should be in a sense of health, of actually helping people. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying that because people need to live, because you would die if you like go into that direction of promoting that. Like, how does people not understand? It's simple. You want to live, you gotta exercise. They say that to me, and how does anyone else at all? Pretty much. When it really is in front of you, like what happened to my family member, trust me, it gets real. You will understand what being unhealthy can do to you, not do to your life, but also the ones around you, or basically what affects the ones that love you more, the ones that love you, that are surrounding you, what affects their emotions when they see you. Okay, listen, if I had my best friend, if he was unhealthy, if he was like, 20 more pounds than me or something like that, I would be the first to tell him like, yo, man, listen, I gotta be real with you. You gotta eat healthy. I'm not saying that to be mean, but I just want to see you live. It's personal. It's dark. But the thing is that I don't care, because if I love you or something, if I care about you, then I want you to be healthy. So, listen, I don't know what's going to happen within this Victoria's Secret showcase. It turns from a Victoria's Secret talk into like, now we're talking about health. Now we're talking about life. This is the extension of my head, what's going on. You can tell that I'm not having good days nowadays. My God, it's just been stressful. But yep, I just don't know what's going to happen. But I'm curious to see what happens, and I'll report back. And I heard that it's going to be like a place, like a movie or something like that. Which how? Like, it's a runway show. What movie? It's definitely got to be like a movie if you have like artists or something like that. Probably has got to make network. But yeah, Victoria's Secret coming up soon. And yeah, I don't know what I just said in the last minutes of this, but you think I care? like no, I don't. No, I don't. Like, there's more things to care about in this video that I'm about to talk about and throw myself under the bus. Okay, for sure. Anyways, let's move on. A freaking body cam of Fuzi just been released. I don't know what's going on with Fuzi. This guy is he's scary. I feel like if I walk in the street and he was in that situation and he sees me, I'd be terrified. I'd be like, oh, what? Take a picture. Wait, well, is that Fuzi? First off, I'll probably say, hey, Fuzi. And then he'll say something like ravish, like he'll say F you or something for no reason, because he's tied up and having a bad day, and I just said hi. That's literally in the saneness of like where Fuzi is. Like, he's just lost at this point, cussing at the freaking police and not caring about, like, I don't know what even Fuzi cares about at all. But apparently, like, Fuzi's now detained and sentenced to a psych ward, according to the person that was detaining him. I don't know. But I did see the footage. I did see that scene, like, I have a big D and I would break you or something like that, he said. And it was like, whoa, Fuzi. That's not hot at all, Fuzi. No, this guy's insane. I mean, to me, it's somewhat hot, but I don't like that. Like, Fuzi, like, how big is it to break somebody? I needs to know. Okay, I'll find. Yeah. Pretty much Fuzi's like, that body cam footage just was released. Another footage that is released, Sneeko, and this is where I get into like me really advocating for my own community, because This is just like, it's not cool. It's not cool at all. Listen, I know there's opinions that Sneeko has that I might agree and some that I might disagree. I still don't understand what he's on about or what he's like. I don't even know Sneeko. I don't even care to watch any of like his opinions. I don't care. I really don't. And if he said something about bi people, I'd rather not listen to it because I can't. I'm not gonna deal with that. But he said something like his fans, his kid fans, his child fans said something where I'm just like, well, this is just great. Our generation is screwed. This just showcase it. And Sneeko was, me as fans. He was like at some baseball game or something like that. I don't really know at all what was going on in the footage, but he was like getting popcorn. And he was seeing his fans signing autographs and whatever, taking pictures. And one of the kids said on the picture, like on the video that he was of the kid making, because apparently kids have phones. All of them have phones. Why you kids have phones? I needs to know, who are the parents? We needs to know. But yeah, the kids just say like, oh, F the gays, F the gays. And I'm just like, what? What is happening here? And they said something about something transphobic. And also they were just all this mumbo jumbo, like the kids were saying just to gain attention. And like, why would you gain attention from saying these kind of things? It's unacceptable. Here's the thing. I'm the type of person that is like, I wasn't offended of like any of what this video, because of course these were little kids. They were trying to get attention and whatever. They're just saying whatever this is. But the thing is that in a platform, especially Sneeko inspiring these kids to say that, it just rubbed off me the wrong way. Because it's like, what did you do to these kids, Sneeko? Like if they see me, a bi person, what are they about to say? And if they know I'm bi, what about, like, what's going on? What are we about to do, huh? Like, I don't care if y'all kids, like, what you say to me? Like, seriously, this whole sense of, this, like, because, and then just like had the worst response. Sneeko just had to have the worst response for this, saying that, like something about like, oh, it's not my fault or something. It's like it's the school with their LGBT flags or something like that. That's not the point, Sneeko. The point is that you inspire these kids to say these things. That is not right. I just don't understand. Like, you can't take any, like, any apology for this. There's no apology like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't really want this to happen. Or like, he just didn't even take it at all. Never actually address of like, what it really has done to this generation, I guess. But apparently just no apology, no nothing, no actual genuine response, just basically riding along what the kids say. And I'm just like, are you insane? Like, come on. At least for me, in my community, if my community said like, oh, F the straights or something like that, I'll be the first to be like, no, let's not do that. That's not cool. That's not cool. And maybe like, if later on I'll be like, yeah, I don't know why these kids say that, it's just not cool, because you're basically like, apparently discrimination is cool now when it comes down to people that are not straight, or just like when it comes down to gay people, trans people, or, people that are part of my community, anyone, lesbian or bi or anyone, like that it's just, I don't get it. That is not okay. And then you're sort of like, it just shows like what's happening with this generation of that. And it's just like, it's unfair. And I'm just like, for crying out loud, like what's going on here? And out of anyone else's opinions of this, like, it's going to be interesting what's going to happen with other people if they're like saying or something like that. And maybe the kids don't care. Maybe they're just joking around. That's not a joke. Okay. Already the damage has been done. But what did Sneeko said? Oh, this wasn't my fault. This was the schools, and and all, it's their fault for like, and I'm just like, are you? Oh my God, like just like who's? I could think of many ways to actually really word this, or just like take accountability, but no accountability was taken at all. Good job, Sneeko. Anyways, moving on. I'm tired of ranting. I've been angry this whole entire VinzTalk. It's going to be the only thing that's going to be like going on in these videos. Like just me. Oh, Vince being pissed again. McDonald's. So McDonald's had an ad, a Japanese ad or something like that with their Japanese Twitter handle. And it basically got bashed. into oblivion by people that are not cool with wholesome family thing. Why can't we have nice things? And maybe it's because like they're not Japanese. Maybe you see like here's what the image looks like. You probably see on the background of this video. I couldn't see it, but it's literally just a GIF or a video, a short video with music, jazz music, just comfy jazz music or something like that, showing a family, just showing like a lady that is redhead, but also has her daughter that is redhead, and also has like the husband being black haired, being actually the only Japanese on that ad, in my opinion. But also, like you just got this like all rambled and rambunctious people saying like, oh, this is just like showing the in case of racism in Japan. I'm like, how do you even know that? And these are mostly people that are not from Japan, that don't live in Japan. Hello. Big mad, okay? Just like what's going on? It's just an innocent ad. Why can't we all be wholesome? We need more wholesome stuff like this. And if it's gained this kind of anger, like I don't know. At this point, I'm just showcasing just how disgusting the world is when it comes down to these people on the internet that are terminally ill, and they just don't understand. Like, listen, the majority of ads out there are family oriented. Okay. I'm sorry if you're tired of seeing that. I don't know if it's like mostly people that are just like, like very, very like, abortion, like, it's like anti-family or something. You can say that. Go ahead. Like, but seriously, like, is that what the message is that you're trying to put on when you see like getting mad, seeing a McDonald's ad? Listen, what is ads that are something that I don't get, like, when I see ads of like Victoria's Secret models, but they're just like overweight or something like that. You don't see me freaking crying in the internet. Look at anywhere in my Twitter or any video that I made. I guess this is the only video that I made where I talk about that, and I'm kind of like, okay, I don't like this. I don't like this. And I'll be the first to say it, and that's it. Okay, but they just have to make a full-on novel about it and just talk about like, oh, this freaking white passing Japanese family, yeah, Japanese, yeah, right. Like, oh my god, like what is happening? At least for me, I just like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm the same way at all, in a sense. But then again, who's really bashing me? The thing is that it's coming from a certain place, okay? When it comes down to showing an ad of a family, where is that even coming from when you're against that? Okay, the reason why I'm against like anyone promoting like fatness and showing that eating lots of food, eating all you can eat, eating 10 times freaking grams of sugar every single hour is okay. No, that's not okay. That will kill. But when it comes down to ad of a family, I can only picture myself. If I was like anti-family, I still wouldn't care. I'll be like, yeah, whatever. I don't know what this is. But I'm not. I don't know who is anti-family at all. That doesn't exist, but it just shows you that when you look at the comments in Twitter of this instant Japanese ad of just a family, just eating McDonald's. I don't get it. What's happening in this generation? Next up, let's move into something a bit more peaceful. And I don't have anything animation-wise, but I just happen to have something for gaming. And I guess we're just going to end the video like that right there. So Mortal Kombat is pretty much has been rising through the numbers. Mortal Kombat 1, even though it's like Mortal Kombat freaking 10, like 10, 11 and a half or whatever it is. I don't freaking know. Here's the thing. I'm not a fan of Mortal Kombat. I don't like the gore, okay? I like to play games where I feel good enough that I know I can eat a meal later on if I'm done with the game. Mortal Kombat, not happening. Listen, I'm not interested in freaking bone-breaking, guts out, like, nah. Miss me with that. Like, I'm not into that. I'm not into that. And that's why I prefer Soul Calibur. That's why I prefer Smash. Like, there's just so many other fighting games that I prefer. And basically, I don't know about, like, with Mortal Kombat. I just prefer Soul Calibur, Tekken. Like, time after time, I do play a little Smash and stuff like that. But when it comes down to just, like, Mortal Kombat, I just don't. I'm like, like, I can see myself really enjoying this, but it's not like in a sense where I would be. It's like, whatever, it's whatever. It's a cool series and all that, but it ain't for me. But also, what ain't for most people is the Switch version because, man, the freaking frame rate and everything just looks bad. It just looks like trash. Okay? Like, I know that Switch games nowadays just look, they don't look the best compared to any other consoles, but this really shows it. This really shows the most unbearing looking kind of like, and here's the thing, I have a Switch. I'm very familiar with the amount of games that just look like total garbage. Freaking N64 Game Boy games look way better. Okay, that's why most of the freaking Switch games are emulated. They're emulated so easily because of just how low the frame rate are. It's insane. But yeah, I don't know what's up with this, image of like Mortal Kombat or something like that. To all the Mortal Kombat fans, that don't have a freaking PS5, that don't have a PC, that only has a Switch and they can't afford anything else, like me. My condolences. I know what you're going through. Next up, I heard that Cyberpunk is rising out there, and also Phantom Liberty just came up. But here's the thing: this really shows like how much I really need a better PC. Listen, there's a good amount of games that I wish I had. If I had the good amount of revenue, I would be playing like Phantom Liberty, Cyberpunk, or just Cyberpunk in general. Shoot, I would be playing Armored Core. I would be playing Starfield right about now. Shoot, if I had the money, I would buy an Xbox just for the sake of Starfield. I really do want to check out Starfield, but I can't. Got no money. And when you have specific specs for your PC that needs to run Phantom Liberty, Cyberpunk, like how though? Like that's just like, is it really gonna blow up your PC even though you have a good enough PC? Like how? Here's the thing: why do they have to make games that are so popping out there that you have to have a certain ratifications of specs, that you have to have like a certain PS5? I'm very afraid of that future. You need to have a certain PS5 to play the new Ratchet and Clank, and I'm just like, I can't imagine that future. If a new Ratchet and Clank is coming out, I want to play it one way or another, okay? There is too many Ratchet and Clank games that I've been missing. I want to play the new one. If whatever that game is, I do not care. It could be a freaking family roguelike turn-based Ratchet and Clank game. But if it says like, oh, okay, you need like a very high RAM, you need a freaking Vulcan-sized GPU, F that. And also if like the GPU costs like, if it was NVIDIA from NVIDIA and it costs about like, $3,400. How? How am I supposed to afford any of this anymore? Our games are just getting this expensive? Is the market going crazy? Listen, I hope to God if the Switch 2 comes out, I better have the money. I better have the money if the PS5 is still around. I need to find ways. Here I am looking for remote jobs and getting into marketing. I'm going to fix that. Okay? That's why I need this channel, for God knows that it will actually help me. But other than that, last news, pretty much this channel called Geek Remix, a channel that I was like familiar with ever since when, if you're familiar with Life is Strange 1, I watched the whole gameplay through Geek Remix, this channel, and apparently I haven't seen them in a while. I know that, pretty much one of the members of Geek Remix got engaged, and they actually implemented, like, they were playing Mortal Kombat 1, and they implemented like, oh, will you marry me? And it also says the name of, like, marry the person that runs Geek Remix, and I was like, oh my God, look at that. Look at that. I'm just curious, like, how old they are. Because I've been watching Geek Remix since, like, I was 19. And, I was just like, damn, how long has this been? Like, 6 years or something like that? They've been adult for this long? And in the freaking gateway of me turning into an adult, like, I've been watching them. That's insane. But other than that, hope you enjoy my rants, my opinions, stuff like that. I got nothing for animation news. I got nothing for you. And that's a good thing because I don't. Unless I did watch Fiona and Cake. That was actually interesting. I'm not into Adventure Time, but man, that is enjoyable. Other than that, I'll see you when I see you. One love and a peace.